Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, June 13th. I'm Markins. Welcome to your weekly market wrap on Prospirion podcast. Plain English, no jargon, just what happened and what it means for your family. And I have something to say this week. It was one of the wildest we've ever seen all year. Let me take you through the day by day, all right? So, Monday, we told you markets were opening rough after Friday's job report. The Dow dropped 953 points and closed below 50,000 for the first time since May 19th. Iran had struck Israeli and U.S. targeted over the weekend. Oil was rising. Futures were down 5% before the markets opened. So Tuesday, small bounce. Markets tried to recover. Nasdaq and Russell 2000 clawed back some losses, but confidence was shaky. All right. So Wednesday, Trump pledged more Iran attacks, saying the U.S. would be attacking them very hard. Markets dropped again. The Dow fell another 953 points. The Nasdaq dropped to like 2%. AI semiconductor stocks like Broadcom, Nvidia fell too. Hot inflation data made things even worse. Dow closed below 50,000. Major psychological level rattled investors all over the market. Thursday, complete reversal, and I mean complete. Trump called off strikes. Iran gave the clearest signal yet that a deal is closed. Oil dropped to $86 a barrel. Bond yields fell. Stocks surged. The S&P rose 1.7% to 73.94. The Nasdaq jumped 254%. The Dow climbed 1.86% above 50,000. Right, Micron surged nearly 12%, erasing all of this week's losses in one day. Intel jumped 10%, and an analyst upgrade. Nvidia was back in the green. Chip stocks led the entire recovery. How exhausting is that? And then the biggest news of the week that nobody's talking about enough. SpaceX raised $75 billion, the biggest IPO in history. Elon Musk's rocket company is now publicly traded. That's a historic moment for the market. So it's exhausting, isn't it? This week's top 5 movers. Number 1, Iran. This was a single driver of everything this week. Monday through Wednesday, really, escalations, explosions heard across Iran, missiles intercepted in Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan. Then Thursday, Trump signals deal is closed. Everything reversed. One geopolitical development moving trillions of dollars in the market value in both directions in the same week. Number 2, Micron. Okay, down hard Monday through Wednesday, then up 12% on Thursday, erasing the entire week's losses in one session. This is why panic selling is dangerous. The investors who sold Monday missed the entire Thursday recovery. That's so dangerous. Number 3, Intel jumped 10% Thursday on an analyst upgrade and renewed AI hardware demand optimism. Intel has now surged over 20% this week between Alphabet chips order and Monday and today's upgrade. A company most people had written off and is suddenly one of the biggest winners of the week. So great stuff there. Number 4, Oracle. Oracle beat earnings but tumbled anyway as investors worried about its AI spending guidance and cash flow. Another example of good news not being enough. So beat your numbers, still fall. That's the market right now. So, and number 5, SpaceX IPO. SpaceX raised $75 billion, making history with the biggest IPO ever recorded. This is a landmark moment. Elon Musk's rocket and satellite company is now publicly traded. This IPO will influence markets sentiment for weeks. So that's really what this week was really about. Now, the big picture, what this really means. Here's what I want every family to understand after a week like this. Monday, Dow loses 953 points. People panic. Thursday, Dow gain it all back and more. People feel relief. That was close. The families who panicked on Monday and sold, they locked in losses and missed Thursday's recovery. So the families who stay calm, they end up the week roughly where they started, maybe even a little bit ahead. Not that much. The difference wasn't intelligence. It wasn't better information. It was having a plan that didn't require them to make decisions based on headlines. You never want to do that. So here's what I know after working with families for years and having done this for so many families. The market will always have weeks like this. Iran deal, no Iran deal. Strong job, weak jobs, Fed raises, Fed cuts, SpaceX IPO, Broadcom disappointment. Every week brings something new. Every week has headlines that make you want to react. The families who win long in the long term aren't the ones who react best. They're the ones who react least because their plane is already built to handle whatever comes. Okay? So, 3 things your family needs after a week like this. Okay? Number 1, protect your income. If something happened to you this week, does your family have a safety net? Okay? So, whether it's life insurance, disability coverage, those are your foundation, not your portfolio, not your 401k. Your ability to earn income is your most valuable asset right now. That's number 1. Number 2 is build your cash cushion. 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. Uninvested cash. When the Dow dropped 953 points on a Monday, you don't panic and sell. You wait, your cushion carries you through it. Okay? Number 3, stop reacting to headlines. This week proved it. Monday, it felt like the end of the world. Thursday, it felt like everything was fine. Nothing fundamentally changed after your family's financial plan in either direction. Stay the course, trust your plan. Don't let weekly headlines make permanent financial decisions for you. That's the lesson to be learned here. Okay? So, next week, what to watch for. This is going to be key, and this is how we progress to your development in terms of investing. Iran deal, Trump signals it's closed. If a deal is announced over the weekend or early next week, expect oil to drop significantly and markets to rally hard. This is the biggest catalyst for the week. Okay, SpaceX trading, completely the biggest IPO in history. How it trades next week will set the tone for market sentiment heading into the summer, really. Okay, Fed signals. Okay, inflation data this week was still hot. Rates cuts still off the table. Watch for any Fed commentary next week. Okay, those are the things that you're really looking for. All right. So, in closing, Dow down 953 on Monday, back 50,000 on Thursday. SpaceX makes history. Iran deal may be closed, and all this stuff at the end of the week was erased by the gains that came around. All right. Every single thing I just listed happened in 5 trading days. The market will always have its chaos. Your family deserves a plan that doesn't panic. Okay? Book a 15-minute call at prospirion.com/calendar. No pitch, no pressure. Just conversations about where you are, where you want to go. Have a great weekend. And always remember, the market has its weeks. Make sure your family has its plans. See ya.